was you almost didn't double up Michael Cruz in the finals, David Lacey. Congratulations, David Lacey and Goku. All right, everybody. Down in the comments below, leave your choice for the wild card. If you see your choice, try your best not to leave duplicates. If you see your choice, give that one a thumbs up. But let us know who Dave's gonna defend here in Detective Wars, and come back next time for the first opening round matchups. Hey everybody, and welcome to some awesome opening round action of Detective Wars. Time to start a brand spanking new tournament. Long story short, Cruz to my right has Sherlock Holmes. T to my left has Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Now they're gonna fight about it. Fight!
I think we're gonna have a spirited discussion, not fight.
All right, that's fine. If you weren't so precocious when you said that, I wouldn't allow it. All right, once again, we got 2 minutes for opening arguments, 1 minute for rebuttals, and then comes the spirited discussion in the final thoughts segment. As it turns out, since the last tournament, the coin has gained sentience. It texted me earlier and said that Cruz is going first.
Oh, wow.
You and your man Sherlock Holmes got 2 minutes, starting right now. Go.
Sherlock Holmes is the most prolific screen character in all of cinema. He, in fact, has a Guinness World Record for appearing most times in movies. His first film was in 1900. He had a one-reel film in 1900, meaning Sherlock is such a cool character and such a great detective that we have been putting him on screen incessantly in English and multiple languages for 115 years. Sherlock Holmes is the best detective because he is an A+ in observation, deduction, and reasoning. And that's all you need to know. And all you need to be good at to be an amazing detective. And he's perfect at all three of them. He's bohemian, he's fun to be around, he's cool, he's eccentric. And when it comes to solving your mystery, he becomes crazily obsessive. And he's not gonna stop until your mystery is solved. He's so good at being a detective that in every version of Sherlock Holmes, the government comes to him. Because even the best detectives in the world are too inept to solve the cases that Sherlock Holmes can solve. He's always sexy. Everyone has played him, right? Robert Downey Jr., John Barrymore, Michael Caine, John Cleese, Christopher Plummer, Christopher Lee. Every time he's sexy. He's a master of disguise. He's apt at boxing, guns, and all forms of combat. He knows everything about everything, but he doesn't rub it in your face too much unless he's played by the wrong person. There's no reason that Sherlock Holmes should not win the cup for the #1 detective of all time.
Already bucking for the cup. You're not even worried about getting out of the first round. All right. Let's see what Ace Ventura /T has to say about that. 2 minutes, starting right now, go.
I actually think this is a really good matchup because Ace and Sherlock are really interesting and really similar. One could even argue that Ace is a modern day Sherlock, if you would. And I'm not gonna rely on that argument alone unless that means I get to stop talking.
No, you.
Okay, all right, another minute 50 then. All right. Fact is, Ace has all the same qualities that make Sherlock a great detective, but he takes those qualities to the next level, thereby making Ace not a great detective, but a superior detective to Sherlock. Ace is observant, cunning, clever, and quick. He's able to improvise solutions, and he's willing to sacrifice his body and his dignity if it means getting the job done. He's fearless, and unlike Sherlock, he's self-reliant. Ace doesn't need a mustachioed crutch of a sidekick to validate him or help him solve his cases because he can't do it by himself. Ace has everything he needs right here, point to brain. Oh, I shouldn't read that part, sorry. Right here. And he has a 100% success rate. He's able to relate to, communicate with, and train animals on a level that rivals Tarzan. And yet, unlike Tarzan, he doesn't sound like a fucking Riri when he talks to us. In Nature Calls, we find out that Ace is also basically telepathic, which when he mind melds with that monk dude who's like dozens or thousands of miles away. I don't know, I haven't seen that movie in like 15 years. But the point is, once you add magic into Ace's already vast skill set, you truly do have an unstoppable detective. Simply because he's decided to focus his skills on solving animal-centric mysteries, the stakes are just as high and his abilities just as admirable. It's also worth mentioning that unlike Sherlock, Ace is not a slave to drugs nor drink. What's in the pipe, Sherlock? And also in Guy Ritchie's Sherlock, Watson calls out Sherlock for drinking a substance that's meant for eye surgery. Translation, cocaine. Not to mention another important takeaway, courtesy of Game of Shadows, formaldehyde is not a beverage, Sherlock. No wonder they cast Robert Downey Jr., which I know is a low blow, but I'm just saying.
Time.
Ouch.
All right. Cruz, to rebut, 1 minute, ready, go.
Look, I'm not going to argue that Ace Ventura isn't a good detective because I think that's dumb. I think Ace Ventura is a really good detective, and I think he does have similar qualities to Sherlock Holmes. They're both eccentric and they're both really good at their job. I don't think you can disregard the fact that Ace Ventura only cares about animals and only solves animal mysteries, because at the end of the day, a good detective is a detective that will take on any case, and Sherlock would solve an animal mystery, but he'd also solve the murder of your wife. In terms of vices, sure, Sherlock Holmes is known to occasionally engage in some illicit drugs and or alcoholic activity, but that doesn't dissuade from the fact that Ace Ventura is a homophobe. I mean, when he finds out that Ray Finkel and Einhorn are the same person and that he's transgendered and he kissed him, he literally takes a shower because he feels so disgusted by the fact that one dude could kiss another dude. I think that's a greater vice than this occasional snort.
Snort, or homophobe? T, how do you respond? You have 1 minute right now, go.
Even I can admit that it sounds dubious at first, but if you really think about this comparison, Ace is clearly the better detective. Again, he has all the qualities that make Sherlock incredible and legendary, minus the drug problem. And homophobia or not, I mean, that's up for debate. The problem was that he kissed a man, not that anyone. I don't think he cares if someone else kisses a dude. Indeed, his distinction as a pet detective is incidental. We've seen that there is clearly a critical human element to all the crimes that he solves. In saving Snowflake the dolphin, he also saves Dan Marino, a national treasure. And in finding the white bat, Ace thwarts Cadby's sinister plan. On top of that already outstanding skill set of detection, we can add Ace's ability to communicate with and train animals to an astounding degree of precision, regardless of species and age. Come on, I haven't seen Sherlock train anybody.
Cruz, time for that spirited discussion we were talking about earlier. Get us going.
I think that like saying that we haven't seen Sherlock train anybody is the wrong call, because he's clearly trained Watson. Watson is not the.
Well, I mean animals-wise.
Well,
yeah.
He can train humans, which is even more useful, right? Ace Ventura is persistently vulgar. He gave up being a cop in order to save animals, which means he had the choice to try and save other people, but he gave that up. And he has terrible fashion sense. Sherlock Holmes is always impeccably dressed, whether he's the eccentric, dirty Robert Downey Jr. version or the more accurate version of earlier movies. He is like a GQ model compared to the fucking Hawaiian shirt and shorts that Ace won't take off. I mean, like, he wears the same clothes no matter what. And sure, he saved that stupid bat, right? But he also deflowered that poor girl the night before her wedding, and thus ends up getting like the tribe that hired him wants to kill him, and the tribe that he like uncovered also wants to kill. Everybody wants to kill him, right? Sherlock is useful and sexy.
Michael Caine sexy? Are you kidding?
A young Michael Caine? Have you seen? It's like a.
No, the only good thing about Michael Caine is doing Michael Caine impressions. That's the only thing he's good for. And everything that you're, citing as a merit for Sherlock, again, can be applied directly to Ace. I think they are literally equally matched in terms of their skills. I mean, you outlined observation, deduction, and reasoning being all you need to be a great detective, and Ace has that in spades.
You think that if Moriarty stole like your pet dog, because that's the only way to get Ace to give a shit, you think if Moriarty stole your dog that Ace would be able to find it? No. Moriarty would run circles around Ace.
But would Sherlock be willing to solve, a missing dolphin mystery?
If Moriarty took it and the entire fate of the universe is dependent on that dolphin, then yes.
Well, going back to what you said earlier about how Sherlock is so good the police have to come to him, the same thing happens with Ace. I mean, Snowflake goes missing. Miami PD can't figure it out. Who do they go to? Ace Ventura.
But they also don't trust him until he starts uncovering the mystery, right? Like
until he actually does a great job at being a detective?
Right. He's untrustworthy at first.
The key here is that Ace has all the qualities that make Sherlock great and more, because he can do all that crazy shit with training the animals and getting them to help him out of jams and communicating. I mean, I haven't seen anyone train animals that well since the Latte dogs. Google it, they're amazing.
All right.
Those dogs aren't good.
Check out those dogs, but not before you go down to the comments down below and let us know who won this thing. There's a comment down there that says, click like if Sherlock Holmes wins. There's also a comment down there that says, click like if Ace Ventura wins. So let us know. Also, make sure to check out our other opening round matchup that's up right now. It's Batman versus Axel Foley, the Beverly Hills Cop himself. So make sure to go check that one out as well. Vote that one up. Vote all these up and come back next week, see who wins.
Sherlock would never talk out of his butt.
I am honestly surprised you didn't bring up talking out of his butt.
Well, I mean, that might not be such a good asset. Hey-oh!
And with that pun,
If I lose
we're
to
outta
a
here.
putt, god damn it.